Okay, we're ready. Thank you.
Hello, Ms. Adams and executive team. My name is Eric, and this is Ashley, Wes, Marin, and Lauren. In 2014, Quilted Northern had record-breaking sales, with all 3 of your mills hitting production capacities. And now, as plush demand is increasing, you face a decision, either to switch or expand your mills in order to accommodate the increasing demands. Rock Chalk the Case believes that you should switch your Oregon and Arkansas mill and start to produce your plush 3-ply toilet paper on the West Coast in Oregon and your 2-ply soft and strong toilet paper in Arkansas. First, we'll go over how we'll meet the quantity demanded in each region. Secondly, we'll take a look at the advantages and disadvantages of this particular plan. And finally, we'll recommend a change at senior level management in order to optimize each mill's performance. So first, Ashley will take a look at the logistics.
Meeting the demand for each type of toilet paper after the switch is going to be difficult. The Wisconsin mill, still supplying the soft and strong toilet paper, will be allocating to the East Coast and the Midwest. Whatever they have left after supplying to the East and the Midwest will be shipped to the South. Now this will barely scrape the surface for the demand in the South, therefore the newly switched Arkansas mill will be also shipping to the South. Whatever they have left after shipping to the South will be shipped to the West Coast. Now, since we are shipping the Arkansas and Oregon mill, there will be less of a supply for soft and strong and a greater supply for ultra plush. Because of this and the rising demand in the West Coast, we'll be ramping up our advertising on the West Coast for ultra plush to make up for this lost supply.
We believe that now is the perfect time in order to concentrate on the plush market on the West Coast for 3 major regions. First, demand for the plush product is increasing on the West Coast faster than any other region. Secondarily, the economy is looking good. We're currently in the expansionary period in our business cycle, as well as the fact that unemployment currently sits at about 5.5%, or what is looked at as target rate of unemployment or full unemployment. So right now, consumer confidence and consumer spending is also very high. Now, Wes is going to take a look at why we chose to ship our toilet papers to each of the places that we decided to do.
Alright, I will explain why we chose to ship the product from the facilities that we did. For the Ultra Plush, one of the largest contributing factors to the switch was the decreased shipping costs from the Oregon mill to the West Coast. And obviously, because the Oregon mill will be the only one producing the Ultra Plush, they will be supplying the entire country. For the soft and strong, although the Arkansas mill has the lowest shipping cost to the East Coast, there will be a higher overall contribution margin if they ship mainly to the South and West Coast. For the rest of the demand for soft and strong will be supplied by the Wisconsin mill to the East Coast and Midwest. And now Lauren will take a look at the advantages and disadvantages of our decision.
Right, so for each region we broke it down into pros and cons. The main con on the West Coast is the fact that shipping soft and strong to this region is going to increase shipping costs from $22 to $40. However, with our Oregon plant producing all of the plush for the West Coast, the cost of shipping plush to the West Coast will drop from $40 to $22. So we're really having an even switch on shipping costs there. On the West Coast, having Oregon centered in the region where the plush demand is the highest, we're really maximizing our contribution margin per unit. The shipping costs are low, and we're also increasing productivity by 200,000 units. Now in the Midwest and South, the main con that we have is decreased production capacity during the switch. During this time, the Wisconsin mill can still fill the demands needed in the Midwest and South for this region. After the switch occurs, there will be lower shipping costs, similar to the relationship we have going on with Oregon and the West Coast. The Arkansas mill will be serving the region where the demand is highest for 2-ply toilet paper. There's a low plush demand overall in the Midwest and South, and so we're not too concerned about the shipping costs there. Now on the East Coast, our main concern is the increasing plush demand, as trends have indicated. However, we're saving a lot by not switching the Wisconsin mill and keeping costs low there. We're optimizing margins on the West Coast, and we're still meeting demands for both the 2-ply and the 3-ply on the East Coast. The surplus from the Oregon mill will also fill increasing plush demands if necessary. Now to Marin with leadership recommendations.
Understandably, more often than not, a change in location also results in a change in management.
After reviewing and assessing the work ethics and personalities of several managers, we came to the conclusion that a switch must be made. We highly suggest switching current Oregon Mill Manager Nick Jones with current Wisconsin Mill Manager Jackie Engel. Nick Jones does not respond well to change. However, his 30 years of experience with Quilted Northern will make him a very valuable asset at the Wisconsin Mill. In addition, the Wisconsin Mill is the only mill remaining the same, therefore causing as little change as possible for Jones. Jackie's keen ability to understand the supply and demand of different products gives her the ability to roll with the punches at the new and thriving Oregon Mill. Her experience in working with Ultra Plush gives the mill an added advantage because demand for Ultra Plush is increasing fastest on the West Coast. In addition to the switch of Jones and Engel, we highly suggest keeping current Arkansas Mill Manager Emily Green where she is. Green has the least amount of experience and therefore may have difficulty gaining enough respect from senior management to be given the task of running a brand new mill. However, she has proven that she can run the mill effectively, and therefore we suggest keeping her where she is to ensure that supervising at the Arkansas Mill remains a constant.
In conclusion, we believe that 2015 can be an even better year for Quilted Northern. First, you'll be able to meet the demand in each region. Secondarily, you'll be able to dig in with the plush toilet paper in that market on the West Coast. And finally, with a small change to management, you'll be able to optimize each mill's performance. Thank you for choosing RockChalk the Case.
Great. I'm sure we have questions for you.
So did you give any thought to expanding the Arkansas plant?
We definitely gave consideration to changing the Arkansas plant. One of our main reasons for doing so is we really wanted to focus on the plush market, but specifically in the West Coast. When looking at those numbers, they've doubled within 2 years, from about 200,000 to about 400,000. So by switching the mills, we have a lower cost, we won't be expanding, it'll be a much quicker and much cheaper operation, and then we'll be able to specifically focus in on the West Coast, where there's the highest demand and the lowest shipping costs, in order to really optimize our contribution margin per unit on that product.
Okay, lowest shipping costs within the West.
Sure, yes.
So, and any, you made some comments about sort of the fact that the economy is starting to pick up again. So we see the growth happening kind of on the West and the East. So any thought that this might be a trend that we're going to see slowly happen in other parts of the country? So then are we now locked into the West Coast where that's the most expensive place for us to make plush? And it's also going to be the most expensive place for us to ship anywhere else?
I think our main idea with this was looking at where quantity demanded was highest right now, because we want to obviously make the most profits. Obviously you want to look to the future, but at the same time you don't want to miss out on those opportunities to make profit here and now. We see demand for Ultra Plush is increasing rapidly and demand for soft and strong is decreasing in several of these regions, so we are trying to meet the places where we could optimize our contribution margin the most.
Okay.
Did you guys talk at all about how you could expand or support the South and the Midwest regions? I mean, there's still these regions there. How are you going to support? I mean, you said you may be able to meet the demand, but what if there is a change or expectation? How will you handle that?
So the major trend in the Midwest and South is going to be a focus on our 2-ply soft and strong.
Okay.
That's our bread and butter, and that's what these regions really enjoy and like to use, and that's what they demand the most of. So when we switch, we will still be having our Arkansas mill right there up a little bit north, but they will be able to meet all of the production capabilities, all of the demand in these two regions on our 2-ply toilet paper, which is, from what we've historically seen, what they're going to demand the most of.
What if the Midwest does decide, or the South, if you want to try to expand the 3-ply, it's going to be even more expensive because you're going to be shipping it farther. Have you thought about that too? Because I think Charlotte had a point there, is that, Elizabeth had a point there that the trend started here, but we know that trends usually move into the Midwest in the future. So how will you be able to ship it and make it an effective cost for the Midwest and the South regions?
Well, the Oregon mill is producing more than previous. It's
Okay.
producing 200,000 units more. And certainly shipping to the Midwest and South is going to be cheaper than shipping to the East Coast for plush. So there's still a lot of opportunity for growth there.
And furthermore, based on the historical trends that we're currently seeing, we will be able to meet all of the demand in each region. And furthermore, if demand starts to change in other regions, RockChalk, the case consulting company, isn't going anywhere, and we would love to get more.
Good answer.
Well, you are going somewhere because we paid you for 15 minutes and that's all the time.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Great. Thank you. Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.